which is great.
But are you?
Then I just got to get my camera to behave itself here. So it just like keeps moving on TikTok. Okay, go live. Did I even give it a name?
It wants you to dance on TikTok, Funk.
I'm starting to think that. What? Your cover will be auto-captured from your live. Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
How are you doing, Andy?
I'm good, thank you. Very focused today. Got my head on straight.
Very good to hear, Amanda Jane Fonda, the first.
The last.
The first and the last.
There can only be one.
All right. So we are now live on TikTok and on Arena Social and on all of the whatever's over here. OSP, Citadel, and Uncle Funk True on X, and then Andrew Upsafely on Facebook, Citadel GG on Twitch, Uncle Funk True's YouTube, and Operation Safe Place YouTube. I'm sure we have more places to go, but Raccoon, that's a good start.
Mavis needs to allow her mic and camera. Let me see if I can message her.
Okay. Yeah, she's setting it up.
Okay.
Her phone took the knock. You know what's hectic is I got so many phones, but none spare. How's that? I got 4 phones, but none spare because they all do different things in our ecosystem. It's so crazy. So, Amanda, how was your day, Mrs. Funk?
You were the savior of my day.
Oh, is it?
Yes, you helped me put music to my edits quickly amongst your other rushes.
Well, you know, for you, I'll slaughter a bull with my bare hands and my tooth.
Your one front tooth.
Yes, yeah. This woman's been chasing me around for 27 years. Someone needs to explain to her that I am a person and not just a body, you know?
Anyone want to give it a shot?
Us men have feelings too, Mrs. Funk, okay? We're not just objects.
What's that?
Feelings.
Yes.
What us men have, okay?
The only feelings we're allowed is pain.
That's funny. There's Jerry. If I can watch somewhere else, then I can settle for Facebook. Yeah. Hey, that's Makaya on fire. Nice, man.
Oh, nice.
Makaya on fire. Tortures enemies with pliers. No, that's not the right lyrics.
Rob, I see you cotton on to my name change.
Well, what do you mean?
Jason, not Rob. Rob, not Jason.
This has always been
Jason,
my
not
name.
Rob. Oh.
Hello, Mavis. Can we add it to the stage? Hello.
There's
Mavis! I hear
Greetings.
myself somewhere. Is it on Mavis's computer?
It's probably me.
Mavis is using Mandy's her Mandy's iPad because her phone broke.
Can
Do you have headphones, Mavis?
I think
There's Anuri. Oh my word. Hello, Anuri.
Hi, Anuri.
Can we respond to Facebook people or not?
I think so. Can't post to some destinations, learn more. Facebook, yeah, Yeah, Facebook. If you respond, bye.
Let me see.
Let's
So
see,
I'm gonna have to
that's-
look at. I'm gonna have to watch the X comments in real time because they don't appear here in real time.
Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
responding. So I
Yes,
am responding.
Lots of us are from South
Ulelani.
Africa.
Yeah.
A few of
so-
us are from South Africa. A few of us are not.
Yeah. So we're from all over the place. And there's going to be someone joining us from Lebanon just now, and probably someone from Colombia, and all sorts of coolness. Americans, not Americans. Bulelani.
Robs and not Robs.
Yeah, not Robs. Rob, not Jason, and Jason, not Rob.
You sound like a couple.
Couple of cool
That is
dudes. Yeah.
a couple of cool dudes.
We're a
Couple of
very
CE
modern
bros.
couple.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to.
I was getting all jealous when phoned Rob yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and Blush was there with him.
At his house.
They practically live together.
Yeah, that was at the office. You know, we occasionally do them officey things.
That's what we're calling it now.
The office. Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. In Bloemfontein, there's actually a pub called The Office. So when wives ask their husbands, "Where are you?" I'm at the office.
Ah, clever,
Yeah, exactly.
clever.
Very tricky, cheeky.
Very clever.
Clever, tricky, cheeky. Okay.
Just need another one. Just need another one called the gym, and you're set. You know, you can go to the office in the morning and then the gym in the afternoon.
Why
That's
is
a
this
good
mission?
one.
Mission. No.
Okay. Can someone keep an eye on the Citadel X account? Because those chats only usually come through. Sorry, I meant on the live, the X live, the comments there. Because those comments usually come through like 4 working days later. Jason from Say was like, I thought you guys were being rude and ignoring me. I'm like, I thought you were ignoring us. Meanwhile, he makes a comment and it comes through like 4 days later. Hey, Anari, how are you doing? Try and keep track of all the comments and stuff now. Going to be diligent every day again. There's the Arena King. That's nice.
I need more screens, dude. I need more screens for this.
Oh, we need more screens. We need more. We need like a small army, like a warehouse of AI. That special AI, the human AIs that like keep an eye on everything. Keep AI on everything. Did a funny one. I didn't know. So, okay, let's
I don't
start.
have a soundboard, so I'll give you if you can hear it.
Oh yeah, I heard that clapping.
Golf
Thank
clap.
you. Thank you very
Excellent,
much.
excellent.
All right. B, do you want to jump onto the StreamYard stage and hang out with Mrs. Funk and Mavis just now? They're going to be on X later as well. Okay, well, I'm going to start interviewing these two. Anuri says, doing good, thank you. How are we doing? We having a time of our lives, man. We're game developers now. Let's see. Oh, that's quite cool. Oh, I just made it full screen inadvertently, but vertently. Nice. Okay,
Mavis,
so
let's hear if we can hear you clearly.
we can't hear you. We can see you, but we can't
So
hear
there's no mic on the headphones.
you. B's been messaging on X, but we're not seeing comments come through. Someone keeping an eye on X?
Yeah. I've just opened that up here on
I'm
the side.
Citadel X, but I don't see anything in the chat. Is it a different
Which
X?
XB?
It says OSP $funk, the Citadel daily dev update is live.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
I
don't
can
see
actually
any.
keep an eye. Let me just see where. Okay, it's muted. Nice.
It
let's
could
see,
be
yeah.
on. We're on a few X's, so it could be on the OSP X or your X, Unk.
Okay, that's yeah. We're gonna have to keep a bunch of X's.
No
Hey,
worries. Oh.
that's what Rob does.
A couple of X's. I got a few. Yes.
That's why he collects them.
Cool. I know he's gonna join in a bit on the call with Caleb. Nice. So
I
for the
saw your
viewers,
mouth moving, Mavis, but I did not hear you talking.
so she's
So,
gonna figure
so
out.
Mavis has headphones without a mic. How does she navigate that?
And she's on an iPad, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
A tablet. It's a tablet, right, Mavis? Tablet.
Okay, so actually, let me see here. The audio. No, that's just going to be default, isn't it?
Okay. Well, tech support's going to have to happen via messages because we're already 20 minutes in and we've got to get to chatting. So let us begin. So Amanda, people get pretty excited about Operation Safe Place. The NGO side of what we do, you know, the NGO heart of what we do. So the question is, before I met you, so we've been married 27 years, but before we met each other, Amanda and I, Mrs. Funk and I, were doing what we do now separately, you know. I just want to go, there we go. Because we're recording this in 4K as well, so people will be able to use this as footage. So before I met Mrs. Funk 27 years ago, and then just married her 6 months later.
4 months later.
4 months later, yes. Yeah, I'm quick, and I've been quick ever since. So before I met you, you were already doing awesome things. You know, you're already serving people, and you're already helping, and you're already doing stuff like that. So would you say that you've always been a loving, serving, kind person? Was that like a religious turnaround? Did your commitment to becoming a Christian like magnify that, or was it something that you feel because you've always been in the service industry as well, you know, because you went to hotel school, you were an au pair, like literally everything you've done is taking care of people, serving people in some way or the other. So on the route to OSP, you know, what would you say has been your motivation in always doing things that result in you serving people?
Well, definitely my religious turnaround definitely took things to another level. I mean, I was trying to be a good person, but I was hopelessly lost trying to just figure life out and find myself, never mind helping others. But I've always had a soft spot for people, you know, but I didn't have the tools or the ability to help people because I didn't know how to help them because I couldn't even help myself. And I did have a religious turnaround at the age of 21 where I made a commitment to serve God and look after people. And it just became second nature to continue doing that. And that's all that my heart wanted to do, basically. Help people.
And obviously, then we got married, and I mean, I've
3
always known.
years after that.
Yes, 3 years later, and I've always known you to be someone who, like, you're exceptionally good at taking care of guests and wrapping entire events around special guests and stuff like that. And so in the past 27 odd years, I mean, we've done everything else, but somehow we always end up back serving and helping people. So do you think we are kind of hopelessly trapped in this circle of awesomeness where we just will be helping people forever?
I don't think it's a trap, because it's a choice that we both made individually, and then we committed to doing it as a team. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I married you, was the way you were speaking about making life changes to so many people. And I was willing to join Team Funk and make it happen with you, alongside you, behind you. I'm your helper.
When it was still Team Punk. Skunk. Team Skunk.
No, Team Thump.
Yes, it was Team Thump. Yeah, Rob's Mr. Thump now. He's got the Unreal Engine Thump account. That's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, because one of the little saying things that I have is that I'm an incurable altruist and a delusional optimist. So I often feel like we're incurable. No matter what we do, we end up helping others, and it's awesome how you always just so easily slot in as my wife, but even just as a community leader, as a mom, as handling women's ministries and stuff like that. You effortlessly always just jump in and make things happen. So I dig it. So the last question, and then we go to Mavis. Well, I'll ask you one question, then maybe Jason or Rob might have a question for you. Or anybody on any of the comments anywhere, welcome to ask a question. What is it that keeps you going through we've been through like exceptionally hard times, a lot of heartbreaking things and stuff that happens, and constant financial pressure, and what is it that keeps you moving forward, stepping it up, taking care of me when I'm on bipolar lows, staying disciplined?
I know what the end goal is. I know where we're heading and what the vision is. So everything in between leading up to that, and the stumbling and falling and getting up and all that, is just part of the course. And I know without a shadow of a doubt the real world impact that we're going to make and the lives that we are going to change. That's what keeps me going, is that end goal.
Awesome, man. Bulelani says, regarding game dev, can I have a bit of a background history on how you guys came on about? Yeah, sure. I think I usually answer that question, but I know that Jason and Rob know more about the story I shared than I do these days. So Jason, you want to pick it up? Because I see Rob typing there. I see the Telegram messages flying. So Bulelani's question there.
I mean, it's like with most.
Yeah, must I read his question? Are you
no. I've got it here. I'm just thinking of the wording here. So
okay.
The position in the situation, and I say this as someone from outside, but having an outside perspective on what motivated the getting into game development, it's an interesting, the whole thing is an interesting story. When with the operations of the NGO being, it's like you're dependent on the goodwill and donations and constant fundraising. And when an NGO like Operation Safe Place has such an incredible story to tell, like the purpose of the NGO itself can be converted into a story, and a story can become something more than a story. So turning that story into a game and that game into a business that can be a part of sustaining the NGO itself in a really beautiful way is, that is where the motivation there came from, aside from the fact that both Rob, Andrew, and Co had spent years playing games together and had a desire to make the game of games, a game that is built by gamers for gamers. So the whole thing is it's very holistic. It's all encompassing. It is bringing to life the game that they always wanted to bring to life, and at the same time, that game telling a story where your actions and everything that you do in the game, they don't just have impact in the game. You become a hero inside and outside of the game. And there's not many games that are able to claim that.
That's far better than I could have answered it. Very nicely done. So before we jump to Mavis, oh, there's Dirk. Hey, Dirk, you sexy man beast. So before we go to Mavis, Rob or Jason, any questions for Mrs. Funk?
Yeah. No, I mean, well, Funk, you yourself and I were speaking earlier, and you've become, well, yourself and Rob and, well, part of the team have become such an important foundation for my own mental health whilst we are building something of this scale. How often do you guys find yourselves falling back on one another? Because a big part of, I would say, like a contentious part of relationships is when both people are on those lows. How do you guys manage with everything that you've got going on to function, as that constant support for one another? Because I mean, I know from my own personal experiences how difficult it can be. But yet with what you guys are doing, it's on a scale that I can't fathom myself. It's like having those lows, but like if you're both on lows and yet you're both always there and you're always showing up, it's something that it's inspiring. I just want to figure out, like for myself, for my own relationship, for everything, like moving forward, like how do you guys operate under such incredible pressure?
I'll answer that. Andrew and I made a deal quite a few years ago that whoever's down will pull the one who's up will pull the other one up. So we've made each other responsible for pulling each other up. And I had to take it a step further because he also went through depression, that when we both down, I put my hand up to pulling him up. I have to pull myself up and stay up to pull him up. And that sounds impossible, but it is possible if someone's got to do it. I never suffered from depression or bipolar lows. I have not had chemicals to deal with, so it's a different kind of a low. And also I had to come to the realization that even when he's low, I don't have to be low. you know, so I couldn't allow him to pull me down to his low, but I had to rise above his low to pull him up. So that's how we do it. And thank goodness the depression is gone now. So the heavy lifting comes from both sides, and it's very, I don't think it ever happens anymore where we're both on a low. It's either one or the other, and we're always encouraging each other, and we see each other, you know, we are grateful for each other, and we make each other feel loved and wanted, because we are loved and wanted by each other. So it's just, we've really fostered a healthy foundation and a healthy relationship of honoring each other and being grateful for each other.
No, it's incredible because it's like I'm very blessed with the all-round support that I've got in my own relationship. And when it comes to the issues that you go through with anxiety, with all of this, I do find myself quite often in talks with Andrew about it. And one of the things that I was discussing earlier with Mary was considering the scope of everything that both yourself and Andrew deal with. A lot of people that I've talked to, if I've been going through issues, they counter, when you're at a low, and they make your issues feel trivial, not seen, not heard, not listened to. And yet, even with everything that you guys are dealing with on a daily basis, he never trivializes anyone's problems, because everyone's problems are, within a scope of what they are currently dealing with. And it's something that helps, beyond you can't measure how much that actually helps. Is people that know what being low is as well, and being able to actually care enough to listen and understand, and actually, at times even let you yourself come to the conclusion that you already have and you already know, but you just need to hear yourself say it out loud. So I mean, again, it's always a case of hats off to you guys, because it's just unfathomable, the levels of people's issues that you're constantly dealing with on a daily basis, and yet there's always time for everyone, which is incredible.
Well, thank you.
Alrighty. Jerry says,
yeah.
Yes, go for
fine.
it.
No, you no. I was going to read Jerry's. You read Jerry's.
Good,
It's fine.
good. You read Jerry.
No,
read
you do it. You do it.
You
do it.
You do it.
You
No,
do
I'm
it.
talking too much. I thought you were a busy man these days, so I'm muting now. Go for it.
So there's a Jerry comment, Miss Funk. How does Miss Funk feel when she's helping these kids, regardless of their reaction towards the help?
It's Mrs. Funk.
Mrs. Funk. Apologies.
I'm his Mrs. Remember. Well, to be honest, it can often be, doing good is often a thankless job. Gratitude is not something that the rich or the poor carry around in their back pockets to hand out. It's actually quite a rare commodity. And a lot of people speak about gratitudes and daily gratitudes and affirmations, and it has to come from the heart. It mustn't just come from the mouth. It must come from the heart through the mouth. But so it can obviously hurt when you've done so much for so many people, and it feels like they don't appreciate it, or they don't recognize it, or they're not willing to pull their part if they're part of the team or anything like that. And something like that actually happened today, and I had to pull myself together again and just move on, because you're not doing things for people for recognition. As much as our ego craves recognition, we're doing it for them because we can, and it's a part of the mission. And it's not always going to be seen, and sometimes it's seen by some of your closest, and then other times it's not, so there's also the familiarity of working in close contact with so many people. Once familiarity creeps in, honor goes out the back door. But it doesn't stop me from doing what I need to do. I do it for the greater good. I don't do it for the sake of my own pleasure or feeling good. And sometimes there are moments of feeling good and there is honor, but it's, I don't know, 50-50, I guess. Depends on the day. I hope that answers your question.
Awesome. I think that should answer Jerry's question very well. Yes. Do I have time for a question? Andrew?
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Mrs. Funk.
Yes.
So if you think about, you and Mavis, these girls in these communities that are facing all these dangers, like what kind of community do you envisage for them? Like what would be your ideal community that's getting built through Operation Safe Place?
A massive hostile environment that's not hostile. Most hostels feel very clinical. But a massive apartment building where there's this center courtyard and all the girls come together to have meals together and enjoy each other's company. And there's lots of house moms. All the community moms are their moms. And they're just permanently affirmed, assured, have everything they need. They have all the food that they can eat. They have all their heart's desires met. They know they're given the opportunity to know what they want to do next and the platform to grow to what they want to do next when they leave, either by marriage or going to study, higher learning, or whatever that may look like, whatever choice they've made. But I envision a group of girls that just feel safe and they're out of harm's way and they're happy and they're able to do what their heart desires.
Awesome. That is an awesome vision.
Yep. And I envision that not just in here, but duplicating that across the world. And that's real world impact, international impact that we're looking at. Whatever we're doing here, we want to duplicate.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Unk, we've had, is Tamsin a girl's name?
Am I late to the show?
Oh, very, very deep voice, Tamsin.
Well, you're late to this one and early to the next one. Depends on what you were planning.
Yes.
No, that's an awesome vision, Mrs. Funk. Awesome vision.
It's very, very cool. Let's put Mavis front and center and whoopsie. How do am I on the wrong? There we go. There we go. Hi, Mavis.
Hello, Red. Can you hear me properly now?
Yeah, your volume's very soft, but I think I can fix it over here on the stream. Stand by. Just gonna crank it up. Wah, boom. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, it didn't make much difference. Oh, I see you're on those. On trying to solve the problem. I don't know. Can everybody hear Mavis? Okay. King Tunga's in there. Yeah. Okay. So
She is
Mavis.
quite soft.
Yeah. Very, very soft volume. Let's see.
I'll
What
try
can
and
we
use
do?
my louder voice. How's that?
Yeah.
Put
Use
your
your
mic
louder.
a little bit closer.
Yeah. Put it like almost
Yeah,
like.
hi.
Still quite soft, but let's see. If people complain, then we'll complain back at them. Okay. So
All
the
right.
question is, I mean, you've ever since I've known you, you've just been taking care of people, feeding people, and now you just feed even more people with us for less money. And you just stick around. What is it about Operation Safe Place that keeps you around? Well, go for it. Yeah, I think that's a big enough question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Before Mavis speaks, just tell you who this is. So Mavis is one of her many hats is the chef hat. She's the head chef. So that's why I was getting fat. It's not her fault, but we share the blame.
yes, we share the blame, yes.
Yes, and she works with Mrs. Funk in a big way on the Operation Safe Place side of things, and is a very, very valuable part of the team. So go for it, Mavis. The big question is, what makes you stick around?
Listen, this is a massive question. It's a big question, so I might go all over
Hang on,
the
just
place here.
unplug
So
the
let's
thing and speak on the iPad. We'll just mute ourselves and then you speak because you're nice and loud when you're on the iPad.
All right, let me do that.
Okay. We want to hear what Mavis has to say. Ta-da!
Can you hear me nicely? I hope you can hear me since you've muted all your mics.
Yeah, well, sort of. But okay, go for it.
All right. So what makes me stick around? So it's amazing working with kids and everything, but sometimes it gets challenging. And what I am grateful for is that the biggest part of me, I was just born with a serving heart. I was born to serve. And I knew that from a very long time ago. Even when I started working, I would love just serving people, even the most difficult people. I wouldn't mind. I would have fun doing it. So when I became part of the Overcomers family, it was like I have arrived home. Like I finally, when you've, I don't know if anybody has ever had this experience where you feel like your whole life you've been walking around the desert and you don't even understand why you were born. And then when I became part of the team, it was like, finally, I understand why God put me on this earth. Finally, I understand why I'm alive. What am I doing in this place that's got people and that's horrible and whatever. But like when I got to Overcomers and became part of the Operation Safe Place team, it was like, finally, I'm home. Finally, I can do some change. Finally, I can do something with my life that I can say, you know what, I did something. And yeah, it's not always pleasant, but let me tell you, it's rewarding because when you serve somebody or give somebody who cannot give you back, that's the most rewarding work for me personally, because we are serving kids and even sometimes parents who are from these high poverty areas who cannot give you back, who can only say thank you, or sometimes don't even say thank you. You have to teach them to say thank you. And you watch these children grow. Like when I arrived, most of our youth were like 10, 11. And now they're these like 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Some of them were like 15, 14. Now they're like 21-year-olds. And you see how their life has changed because you're in their lives, and how you see them grow, become these beautiful young humans on this earth who now make better decisions. Or like I have one who cooks with me on Sunday and he loves recipes, and then he comes with a new recipe and he's like, let's try this new thing. And the excitement in that you see on his face, there is so many things that are rewarding, and I can talk your ears off for literally 20 minutes. Now, let me just tell you, it's amazing working with these children, and you see them grow from somebody who didn't have hope to somebody who now has hopes and dreams. And with these girls from making the most bad decisions and walking a road with them where it's like it's not the end of the world. You still have a chance. You can still turn your life around, and listening to their testimonies, like they love their testimonies. And sometimes listening to them and hearing yourself, and you're like, okay. And then sometimes them reminding you that you said this and this at this stage of my life, and that helped me. And like, oh, I don't even remember that. There is a lot that's rewarding, and just knowing that you were somebody's hand when they needed a hand is literally rewarding enough for me. So yeah, that's part of the answer.
Well, it's a magnificent answer. You got someone on Ball Skill 17 on Arena Social says, Mrs. Mavis is great. Yes, and then B agrees, says she sure is. Yeah, we all agree. So Joey, our head of Web3 for Operation Safe Place, he might have come late, but he always has great questions and comments. So, Joey, you got any thing to share or with Mavis or Oscar? Were you able to hear what she had to say?
Yes. Now I have a question that's been on my mind ever since I started. Ever since I joined Operation Safe Place. So I know that Andrew or Uncle Funk was always on the front lines. He was doing most of the fundraising. He was playing with kids, all of that, and eventually he just sat in his basement and is now building this awesome game. So Mavis, my question to you is: did you feel that anything has changed since Andrew left, and is the team just like they used to be? And if so, what do you think keeps the fuel fire burning inside of them?
Wow, thank you. That's an amazing question. Well, he hasn't really left. We still see him every day. So we still have wisdom from him every single day, although he's no longer like there because he has to be with you guys on the game. So I think with everybody, the one thing that we know we have in common is the heart for the children. That we were all called for the kids, and we were all called for this purpose, to raise leaders who raise leaders, to watch these children go, to make disciples who make disciples. So we all have the same heart, and that keeps, I feel like that's a glue that keeps the community together, even with the shifting of seasons and the changing of things. Even we call him Rev. I know here is Uncle Funk, so if you hear me say Rev, I'm just referring to him. So even when he is no longer like there with us every single day and time that we're doing these things, he is still there in the background, and cheering us on. Like, he is your biggest cheerleader. He sees the best version of yourself that you don't even see for yourself. Like, he saw that in me, he sees that in every single one of our team, and he encourages you and he builds you up. And with Mrs. Funk as well, like, they are this beautiful couple that literally somehow magically knows exactly what to say and when to say it. Like, even when you feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I'm so tired, I feel like I just need a break, without you even saying it out loud, they are so good at just reading it in your face, and it's telling you exactly what you need to hear, encouraging you with exactly what you need in that point in time. And the love that we all have for the kids, and the vision, and the impact to literally eradicate poverty, starting with the Free State Province, going across South Africa. That's huge. That's massive. Who wouldn't want to be part of such a beautiful vision? So the encouragement and the fight and the keep going, like, they both Rev and Mrs. Funk and Uncle Funk, they keep going even when you feel like it's just time to just say, you know what, let me hit a pause and just stop, just give me a break. You never hear them say that. They just keep going, and it's just cheers you up, and it also encourages you and strengthens you to say, you know what, if they're going, I think I can also still keep going and
Yes.
doing the great things and seeing the great things that are manifesting over the years. It's literally, there's two amazing humans and the whole team with the hearts of what we want to achieve.
Mavis, that's awesome. That's amazing. And I want to add to that, like you said that you don't need to speak for them to understand what you're going through, the sorrow, or if you're tired or not. And really, this happens when someone has gone through the things that you're experiencing for so many times that they understand the body language of someone going through it. So the fact that they are able to identify it that quickly shows you that they've gone through that many times, and yet they still have the power to do it over and over again. And you seem to be the same. You seem to be following the same footsteps. So who knows? Maybe one day you'll be creating a game of your own, Mavis.
Oh, yes. Watch that space.
That's very funny. So Anari says, maybe as a gift of feeding your soul through your stomach. Yeah, I'm actually glad I'm not on camera right now because I'm working on getting my stomach down. I've lost 13 kilograms so far. But I think Mavis is responsible for 20 kilograms all by herself. Because, I mean, you can't not eat when she cooks. Which reminds me, Mavis, Thursday night, I believe, is a community dinner. Will there be peppermint crisp?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
The
now
tall
the
order
pressure's
has been
on.
placed.
So we have all the people in our community come together like once a month on a Thursday, and we all like chow together. Mavis spoils us rotten. Now there's going to be, okay, but whoa. That means you're going to make for everybody. That means I'm only getting one helping again.
You know what? It's going to happen. Watch this space.
It's going to happen. Watch this space. Jerry says, Miss Mavis, what's your favorite part of your job?
The faces, the looking at the faces when you are giving somebody a plate of food, or when you're just having a chat with them, and you just tell them that their problems are not as big as they think they are. It's just a molehill, not a mountain. So if you stand up, you see it's just a small thing. And yeah, that's really rewarding over a plate of food.
Oh, there's Coach Cole. Hey, listen. So Coach Cole is watching on Facebook. Coach Cole and Kathy, they're one of the most important parts of our team, which is called Overflow. We got lots of mechanisms with incredible people, and Carl and Kathy are just incredible. So I think Carl and Rob would actually be best friends with these jokes. It's okay. So he says, 3-part question. Says, have you figured out why sour cream has an expiry date? A good idea is creating a game with cannolis in it. Is it hard being so amazing and always bringing a smile to everyone's face? Yeah, so you're going to have to answer at least one of those.
Well, between me and Mrs. Funk, we know what the cannoli question means. And
inside chef jokes.
Yes.
So I was looking at the numbers.
I know, and I don't even have a righteous answer for that one. I am completely caught.
I can help you answer the cannoli one.
Oh
You
yeah.
only get the cannoli after you've played the game for at least 7 years.
What the hell's a cannoli?
It's this Italian dessert, specialized dessert that has been on request for a couple of years now.
Oh, I see. So, I must make a plan to get Cole and Kathy on the show as well, because they're incredible. They yesterday I saw like the numbers and the rand dollar value of the amount of people they feed. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of feeding and stuff that happens through what they do, and they just every single day, like I'm live every day and I complain about it. They go and fetch food every day, drop it off every day, help people every day, 7 days a week. Like our entire ecosystem, our idea of a break is going to the loo. Then you must leave your phone, otherwise you won't have a break. 7 days a week. Alrighty, so we've got to chase Mrs. Funk and Mavis away because they've got to go and jump on the space. Joey's also jumping on that space. Great job, Joey. Thank you for joining up here. I don't know. I'm going to try and share the space here. I'm not sure how, but I'll figure it out. If I can't, I'll probably just abandon all of you and listen to the space. Carl says that's why I have 2 phones. Okay, great. So there goes Mavis. I just got to learn how to use the stuff again.
Bye, everybody. See you on the other side.
Yeah, I'll definitely see you, you flippin' smoke show. So, yeah, Carl, you'll see the link to the space. You can also jump up on stage if you like, Carl, at the space. It's nerve-wracking as heck because Twitter spaces are like, you wait for like 2 days before you speak. I know. So, Tamsin, you're also on your way there, eh? Yeah, I think he's already there. Bulelani. So, Bulelani, you must... you go to funk.africa. I don't know if it's going to share this out. Let me see. Funk.africa. Let's see. Did it go to Facebook? Nope.
It has bizarrely posted it just to Twitch
and YouTube. Yeah. So you just go to funk.africa. All the links you need there, and you can find your way into the community and meet. I know that Donald and Tina are busy setting up a clan, one of the first in-game clans for Operation Safe Place, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So let me see. I'm just reading some of the comments and whatnot en route to. Okay, now there was a message I think for Joe for Rob. Okay, but anyway, okay. So everybody on all the other platforms, I don't think I'll be able to. I'm going to try it. Let's see if you'll be able to get audio if I share a X. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Sharing an X thingy to all the different X thingies. Okay, so I'm going to listen live here. Start listening. And then I've got to present. Hopefully the audio will go everywhere. We'll find out. Okay, so I joined that thing. But I don't know. Are they not talking yet? Yeah, they're not talking yet. There's some hearts. There's Mavis is on stage over there already. Oh, I joined as Operation Safe Place. Yeah, that's fine.
purple pill at the bottom. Put your comment, leave a like, retweet the room. Let's tickle the algorithm and bring more people because this is going to be a fantastic episode. I already see my co-host here. I already
Yeah,
see
let me know
Paul
everywhere if
here
you can
too.
hear
I'm
Senior
so
Choi
excited for
speaking.
this episode. It's going to be
Yep,
an amazing one.
I think it's
Great.
coming through everywhere.
Yo, Senor, what's going on?
Nice.
Long time no see.
Yo, Lucky brother, excited to have you here, my man.
Yeah,
Glad
thanks
that
for
you
the
came,
invite.
brother.
I always miss stuff because I see it happen, later on. So I'm glad you let me know beforehand, or I probably would have missed it too. So thanks for the invite.
More than welcome, my brother. Big hug to you and to DeFi Racer too. I've been missing you guys so much these days, but I'm glad that you're making it here. Today, we're going to be talking to an amazing panel, all of the female power from Operation Safe Place, the NGO. So we got Mavis, we got Mrs. Funk. But I'm going to go around the room. Let's start with the introductions. Lucky, you unmute yourself first. So I'm going to let you intro yourself so you can tell people who you are and what you're about. I will warm that up because it's only thanks to Floki and DeFi Racer, two brothers from another mother, that I got a gaming setup at home. So these guys are next level, and these are bros for life. So Floki, the mic is yours. Drop the intro, my brother.
Oh, thanks, Senor. Hey, everyone. Some of you guys know me, some probably not. I'm brothers with DeFi Zoo Racer, who's kind of really into the Web3 gaming space for the last 6-7 years. We had started a crypto bro show that we ran for about a year, and Senor was the adopted brother who showed up every space and was the man, and really is an awesome dude. And I know you guys know, and so I just kind of wanted to come back, support. I see what you guys are doing on Twitter, but see what else you're building and everything else. But yeah, a little bit about me. I've been in crypto, I don't know, probably 10 years at this point. Love gaming, just like to hear what everyone's about and community and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just here to support you guys and Senor and see what's going on this week and what you guys are excited about. Thanks, Senor.
Thanks to you, Lucky, for coming and supporting. Your heart is gonna be melting with this episode. As every Tuesday, we're just having a beautiful space, talking so many meaningful things over here. I'll pass it now to Mr. Console, our co-host. Brother, thank you for all of the support and the love. Give the intro while I keep bringing people up in the stage.
Right. Today, I feel like letting you guys know a different part of me because I always join and share the same script that I'm the CM over at Bigger. Hoo ha hoo. That's getting boring. Let me introduce you guys to a different side of me. My official name is actually Job. That's my name. It's from the Bible. I'm a Kenyan, 26-year-old, and I joined the spaces having in heart that I want to monetize, but I came to somewhat understand that this technology is deeper, and that's why I always share anything Sachoice does because he shows us the true power of blockchain technology. Let me say that for an introduction to switch things up. For episode 4, let's like and retweet, guys. Let's get the energy up.
Amazing, brother. Thank you always for your presence. You're an amazing human being, and I love having you around. I'm gonna pass it to the ladies today. I'm super excited that we have Kat, so I'm gonna place Mavis and Miss Funk on hold. Kat, let's check your microphone. Let us know who you are and what you're about. Welcome to Play to Change as a panelist today.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. It's amazing to be here. I've heard you guys talk a lot about it, about the game and about everything, over the last few months. So it's great to be a speaker for a change and just share what we do. So I am, on the leadership team of Operation Safe Place, on the hands on the ground, basically. With along with Mavis, part of our team, and obviously you all know Mrs. Funk. So It's awesome, and it's amazing to be here.
For today's episode. Elon is trying to rock me as usual, but we're not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna pass the mic around. Maybe it's your turn for the intro. Let's start with the ladies today.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I am Mavis. I am part of the Operation Safe Place NGO. I am the one who fattens you up with food. All right. Thank you.
Amazing, Mavis. I love that intro. And you're part of a very special role, because you get to see all of those kids smiling while they're getting their plates. So I'm loving it. Amanda, I'll pass the mic to you for your introduction today. This is the lady that's got an unstoppable man running day in, day out, night in, night out. Please tell us who you are and what you're about.
Hi, everyone. So nice to be back and hear all your voices again. Mrs. Funk in the house. And for the sake of handing out real names, I will say my name is Amanda, and I'm the honorable wife of Uncle Funk, co-founder of the game and co-founder of Operation Safe Place, the NGO. And for those of you who don't know, the whole purpose of the game is to not only assist gamers in monetizing and making money in the game, but also to assist people on the ground and fund the NGO to do the work that needs to be done. So our goal is real world impact. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Amanda, for coming every Tuesday, for the commitment, and for every beautiful thing you do. Now, last as of now, because we do have more speakers that are going to be tuning in, but we got Creon, another brother from the Philippines. Brother, drop your intro, and I'm going to start with some ice-breaking questions for us to get started with the topic of the day.
Awesome. I'm gonna make it short and sweet, and I hope you can hear me just fine. Because I'm on isolation. Can you hear me? All right. Yeah, my name is Creon. I'm a space host. I'm brothers on Web3 with Mr. Console and Senor Toast, but I've never really got to know their names in real life. So it's nice to me. It's nice to know that Mr. Console is Job. And actually, I'm not gonna say this again, but my name is Albert. In real life. So I'm kind of like partially doxxed now. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I missed Floki and actually the Crypto Bros, DeFi Zoo Racer, DeFi Zoo Racer. Send my regards to him, Floki. And I'm happy to be here with the latest, Miss Amanda or Mrs. Funk and Mavis. And we have another lady in the room, actually. Her name is Kat Rose. So I'm going to pass it over to you guys back and then maybe let her introduce herself. So yeah, happy to be here, and let's talk about never giving up or never surrendering, as what the crypto boys or bros are saying back then. Never surrender.
Never surrender. We're never surrendering. Even though the bro show is still not up, we're still running and we're still grinding, and we are all fighting our own fights. So we'll never surrender, and that's gonna stay the motto forever. Yeah, much love to DeFi always. Now, I would like to start warming up the conversation. Question to these ladies that we got in the panel today. So I'll pass it to Kat and ask you, just to break the ice, what is one small daily habit that helps you stay resilient even on the hardest days?
To help me stay resilient, I think you said. Okay.
Yeah.
So, great question. We have an amazing community around us, and I think what's really important is we constantly, our tap is being constantly emptied. Day in and day out, you're giving out, you're giving out, you're giving out. So I think one of my personal things that I strive to do is fill up my cup so that when I get emptied out, I still have enough. So I'm operating from overflow rather than emptiness and being drained. And to do that, I surround myself with people who I love, who bring me joy, who are positive, who are people of good character and excellence and integrity. And I know that when I'm down or feeling low, any of them are there to, lift us. So we lift each other's arms when we are tired. It's literally a team where we sometimes end up carrying each other. And another thing that I think that I find that I do is focus on what you can do, not what you're not able to. So we focus on who we are able to help. There's so many who we can't reach. And when I started about 3 years ago in this ministry, you kind of go, okay, well, there's 20 people I helped, but there's another 2,000 that we couldn't help today. And that can get you really hopeless. Hope deferred leads to depression, and that can really get you feeling quite low. So I started just focusing on, okay, what are we able to do? What is in our hands? What do we have the ability to change today? And then focus on those really positive stories and those positive moments. And it reminds me of the story of the starfish. And I don't know if anyone's heard it, but a little girl walking on the beach, and there's hundreds and thousands of starfish washed up on the shore. And she starts throwing back one by one, and a man walks up to her and says, "Why are you trying to throw back these starfish? There's hundreds of thousands. You'll never save them. Why don't you just give up?" And she throws another one in and she says, "I can save that one." And she picks up another one and she throws it in the water and she says, "And I can save that one." And I think that's been what we have to do. We have to look at what we are able to do and be really grateful for every life that we can change, every person we can feed, because we know that they have a meal that day, and we might not have been able to help everybody, but we can help those ones.
I love to hear that. It's amazing, and it's indeed what we need to do. Sometimes we worry so much about what we can't do instead of focusing on what we can. And that's a good reminder for everybody to know that sometimes it doesn't even require you to financially support a cause. It could be a smile, it could be a like. These are things that are free. Like being kind is free, being good is free, helping those around you is free, loving those around you is free, uplifting them is free. So we need more of that. Love that response, Kat. Now we got a little of a latecomer here, but Dame, it's a guy that I just recently met on Spaces, but he's working on a very interesting project, which is involving psychology and blockchain. So I think it's a project that could really resonate with what we're building here, because we're blending gaming, Web3, blockchain technology, and the real impact through the NGO. So I'll pass it to you, my man. Welcome to Play to Change. Warm us with your introduction and tell us what you're about in the space. Then I will throw you the ice-breaking question.
Thank you so much. First I want to apologize to everybody for being late, because I'm not even going to make excuses. It wasn't my intention to disrespect any of you guys, especially not the host. He's a great guy. I met him yesterday. So yeah, that's that. My apologies for being late. My name is Dame. I'm 41 years old, from somewhere in Europe. And over the past 2.5 years, we've been building a multimodal platform that's going to revolutionize how people approach technology and mental wellness. To summarize it for you guys, my project is called Destiny AI. Over the past year, we've gotten clinically validated. We've been piloted at psychiatry hospitals. We've attracted psychiatrists to our team. We've been validated by more than a dozen psychologists, and we're about to start a pilot where we're going to see whether or not our platform is able to mitigate PTSD in war veterans in Ukraine. We're going to start with a team of 75 patients that are going to be testing, and under the guidance of the psychiatrist on our team. So it is something that's very close to heart to me. Our punchline is, imagine if we could eliminate loneliness. And even though it has gone a little bit past beyond that with all the clinical validation we get, that is the ultimate goal, to make sure that every single voice in the world can feel heard, even if it's through technology. Thank you so much.
Amazing having you, my man. To break the ice with you, I would like to throw in this question, and it is, what was that moment in your life or in a game, because we're also relating everything to gaming, where you thought, I am done. I'm giving up on things. I'm not going to move forward. But you still push through.
That's such a deep question. You have absolutely no idea. Like I said, I'm 41 years old now. At 26, I got cancer, and it's a long while ago. And that was the single moment in my life where I thought, screw this, And I started a company back then. That was like 16 years ago now, right? Almost. Started a company. We just signed contracts with Dell. We signed contracts with HP. Everything was rolling, and you just crash from those highs like nothing. And that was the moment in my life where I thought, like, okay, F this. Like, I'm done. And then you go through the process, and then you see that, I don't know who said this. I think it was even Denzel Washington, that once you hit rock bottom, the only way to look is up. And that's kind of what fueled me. And since you asked about this, that is also uh, the number one reason why I decided to start building Destiny, because I've never felt more lonely in my life than during that period. I don't mean to dump my personal story on you guys, by the way, because that's in the past and it's all good, and but the question was asked, so that's why.
No, I love that, and I appreciate you, and thank you for going that deep and opening up to us. I really love when people is coming here with an open heart and ready to speak all of the truths and the pains that we go through. It's part of what builds us and what makes us what we are. So I love it, man. Thank you so much for that. All
Thank
right,
you.
all right. Let's go with a lady now. Mavis, I would love to hear your voice. So I think that Amanda got us covered last episode with her response to this one with Mother Teresa. But if you could describe, let's say, persistence and that never surrendering or never giving up attitude as a character or a hero, what would she look like, or what would be that name?
Sorry, Say Choice, can you please repeat the question for me? I understood
Yes,
half
for
of it.
sure. Okay, so if we could put the name of a hero or a character to describe persistence or the never surrendering attitude that we take in life, what would be that name that comes to your head?
Wow. I'm not sure if I have a hero character in mind to really put out, but I would say community. I think having people around you. I think that's the superpower then. Community, having people around you to lift you up when you feel you can't do it anymore.
What I love the fact that even with you coming from outside the space, you so it's crucial in Web3 as well. Here we have a saying that community is king, because without them, we will not be able to achieve what we want to achieve. I see your hand, Flocky. I'm passing it to you, my brother. Tell us what you want to say.
Yeah, I guess the first thing that popped into my mind was you said like a superhero would be like Dr. Determination. Like when you figure out what like that purpose or goal that you're trying to go towards, if you're gonna hit stumbling blocks and setbacks and all that stuff along the way, that's like definitely gonna happen. But if you keep that in mind and you keep your determination and what your purpose that you're trying to do, then and keep moving forward, then you can't really lose. Uh, that's my answer.
Love it, Lucky. 1000%. Mr. Console, you've been a gamer for years too. You've been uplifting the Biga arcade community. So, what's that tough boss or that ride or that dungeon that you've ever beaten because you just refused to give up?
You know, this is turning to be a very interesting discussion, and you can tell because I'm silent. When I'm silent, I'm actually actively listening. First of all, shout out to the fact that I've heard Creon's name for the first time. I feel like calling you that name every single day, but I know in the space we are undocked, so I'll keep it close to my heart. I also gotta say, that is really inspirational, Kate. Focusing on what's in front of us, ignoring the noise, and doing that which we can is beautiful. And Mavis just somewhat brings it home that you have to raise the child via the community, that your support basket is the people. Now, circling to your question, Sir Choice, I like playing strategy games. I like playing games that make me think. So the challenge by itself is the turn on, for lack of a better word. I don't think there's any particular game where I felt like, ugh, throwing my hands up and giving up and walking away in a rage, because the puzzle, the fact that I can't figure it out and I want to, and I think of myself as an intelligent being, and therefore I have to prove that identity to myself, is what keeps me pushing. So it's always chess. It's always chess against players who are, ranked higher than I, because they offer unique challenge every single time. It's the same board, but that same board just allows you to look at things differently and to play with different strategies and tweaks to your tactics that just help you persevere to the next level. That's what I'll say. Dame, welcome. You did not dump your story to us. This is a play to change space. We actually peel off that layer and share our stories vulnerably with each other. So I'm really, really liking this. I'll go back on mute because I like it that much.
Appreciate you, brother. Amazing. All right. Let's get more into the use of this. And for us to understand what this is truly about is everyone in here and those that you invite to this cult of awesomeness is becoming part of something that's bigger than we are all. It's helping others. It's having a real impact. It's protecting as much as we can and contributing and helping on every way we can. Now, this one is gonna go back to the NGO ladies that we got here today. And feel free to raise your hands or to unmute yourselves. But I know that you carry stories of pain and of hope every single day. So, what is that hardest moment that you have faced, and what gave you the strength to keep moving? All right, I saw Krian raising the hand. He's not a lady, but he's a brother. While maybe Kat and Amanda prepared for that answer, I'll pass it to you, my brother.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna take it for the team for now. But it's kind of like I've shared this on a warp space, right? It was like a confession. That was like there was a point that I thought that I already had my rock bottom, and then later on you realize that life gets tougher and tougher. So you just have to get more and tougher because the rock bottom that you think could have multiple levels of basement. So, and I reached that point, and I'm still healing from it, to be honest. And I don't always talk about it, but this is a safe space, so I'm just really willing to talk about it. To share it since because I've lost a lot of money, right? In 2022, from being a founder of a guild to just somebody who has defaulted. I still have debt. My credit card is still on default, trying to survive, but I'm okay physically, and I'm healing. I'm still positive. I have a very positive outlook. um was I what do you call this, like, because there was a time that, anyway, I've done so many, I mean, I'm very satisfied with what I've done in my life. In during my time in my community, I think we've helped a lot of people in the especially here in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia. And for maybe a couple of months, I felt that experience ikigai at some point. If you guys know that concept, it's doing what you love, your passion, you're earning from it, and you're also rewarding other people, and and all that stuff. But um, I that was also my biggest heartbreak, because not being able to manage my financial, because I mean, I couldn't blame myself completely, because it was like my first time to actually have that much of assets, and it was in crypto. I had a plan to kind of like exit some part of it and continuously help the community, especially the ones who have been ravaged by the typhoon back then. And it was a year after COVID. It was still actually COVID that time. So it was, having a sense of purpose at that time was something very fulfilling. But when I lost everything because of my maybe it was my stupidity or negligence not to take profit, I've taken less than 5% of profit from all of my earnings in crypto, and then watch everything liquidated, because most of my assets were still assigned to people, and I'm still supporting the community. And I had to learn uh, from that. I learned the hard way that you have to. Somebody mentioned earlier about filling up your cup first before trying to give a lot of things to people, because you cannot fill another cup with an empty, I don't know, pitcher. Um, so yeah, that's one thing that I learned, and I just kept on going, because maybe it wasn't my time. I thought of like going, um, but time won't just, you know. Oh my gosh. I actually flip a coin whether I should go or not, and I flip a coin 7 times, and it just said no. Like, it's crazy, man. And then my best friend picked me up like at 1 a.m. No, 2 a.m. and drove me to their place, and I had a week of like vacation there, and then took another year of like solidarity. I was living like in a remote area, but I still have internet there, so sometimes I was able to like talk to people randomly. Um, but yeah, right now I'm feeling good. I met new people. I've turned my back from a lot of people because um they were, I don't know. I'm not sure if, because even those people you've helped before, they're gone. So I'm finding the right tribe for me, the right people to work with. Maybe in the future, if I ever get a chance to work again and to be on that position again. And I'm happy that I'm meeting new people, great people, like-minded with me, and um, just absolutely loving what I have right now. I have less, but I feel like I have more. Thank you, brother.
No, my man, I love that you're sharing with us this type of stuff. I mean, I think that it was Onks, the one who was sharing with me and Jason the other day, like at 2 a.m. It was Saturday, like at 2 a.m. Um, last week. And he was, sharing lots of knowledge and wisdom because he is at a point in his life where he is a person that you want to look up to. And he was making me understand that sometimes this life can get very transactional. And sometimes you need to make some sacrifices to obtain certain things, but you need to claim them from life, right? Well, yes, man. I think that it's time for you to start claiming. We've been through a lot of pain, but it's also up to us for claiming those rewards. But yes, I see the hands flowing. I'm gonna continue letting you guys drop bombs and add so much value. I'll respect the order of the hands. Dame, I'll pass it to you, and then we're gonna go with Cat.
Thank you, thank you. To what the brother just told us, the personal story of going up and crashing down. Filling your own cup is 100% true. Tupac said it. You know the rapper. First, get your money right, then you go to war, right? When you're on sitting on a plane, there's a reason why if something happens, you need to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, right? You need to keep that in mind. The man in the mirror or the woman, pardon me, is always number one. Secondly, never feel bad for round tripping. I've round tripped 7 figures myself, so I know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you, brother, the blessing is in the lesson. Because first of all, you made it once, so you're gonna make it again. There's no doubt about that. It might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen next month, but you're gonna make it. And then the next time, you know how to pick people who vibe with you, and you know if you overspend on bling bling, on cars, on stuff like that, not to do that. Those are the toughest lessons, but also the most important ones that I learned round tripping my 7 figures that I'm on my way to building back up again. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that, Dean. Thanks to you too. Kat, the microphone is yours.
Thanks, Senor. Creon, thanks so much for sharing, and being vulnerable. I really appreciate that. Must have been such a difficult position, and yet here you are and you're still going. And just to echo what Dame just said as well, there's always a reason. I feel like there's always a reason that we go through these things. And to go back to the question, a number of years ago, a few years ago actually, we lost one of our biggest sponsors, and that was a really hard knock because we had to let go of a huge amount of staff, and staff that kept the organization running. And we had to let go of like well over 70 people. And it was such a knock because we felt like suddenly our hands were tied and we couldn't now do what we were supposed to be here to do. And it was a really tough one. How were we going to get by? How were we going to make it? But we found ourselves with this team of people who stayed behind, who weren't in it for the money, and they weren't in it for their own benefit. They were in it to make this organization work, to make sure that these kids were safe, to make sure that they were fed, and they weren't in it to just for themselves. And I think although it was such a tough thing to go through, it was such a painful process, and it was such a horrible like a loss of a huge amount of money, and stuff that we were able to do before without even thinking now became a huge issue. Every day we had to fundraise. Every single day we had to like beg people for money just to be able to feed people. And it wasn't comfortable for any of us. And yet those who stayed behind, now I have to say there were some who weren't able to stay behind because obviously they had to go and seek other work to feed their family. And, and we understand that completely. But some decided to still volunteer in their spare time, in their, evenings, weekends. They still wanted to stick by because they believed in this project. And, Mavis is one of those people. And we found ourselves surrounded by people who had the same heart and the same passion and the same drive and the same commitment and the same, this king community is king. We basically found ourselves with a family, and we realized that, everything happened for a reason. And now we know in future who we want to invest in and who we want to walk this road with. And Dame was talking about it, surrounding yourself with people who you know are your people and who've got your back, and you're going to fight this battle. We're on the battlefront daily. Well, I want people who are going to have my back. When I go into battle, I know that the people standing behind me are protecting me from all angles. And I want to be in battle with people who I trust and who I know will not leave or abandon us at the first sign of things not going right. And so, so Creon, if I can also just, encourage you, it's horrible what happened, and, and I'm so sorry it had to happen, but, there may be a reason for it. And this time when you start picking things up again and, making that money back, because I believe you will, you can really have those people around you who you can count on, and that you want to be with, you want to be around. So yeah, that's my difficult moment and how we got through it, I think, and just relying on each other and knowing that now you are around people that you can trust, and now you can grow together. And I think it was actually the best thing that could have happened, even though it was really painful at the time. I think it was honestly, one of the best things. So yeah, so that's me.
Amazing, Kat. I love hearing these stories. I know what you've been through, but I think that a good recap to it would be when you have the right reasons and the right people, magic happens. You just need to understand that that reason is indeed bigger than you are, and it's gonna fuel you to fight through every condition, to every difficulty to move forward. I see plenty of hands. I'll continue respecting the other. Lucky, bring your comments, then we're going with Amanda.
Yeah. Again, thanks, Creon. That was really good story, and I think almost everyone in crypto and in real life kind of has a similar story and things like that. I guess one of the things that like people don't talk about as much is like, also you were kind of saying how, hey, I spent some time in solidarity and all these things, but it's like you kind of have to make sure that you talk to yourself like how you would talk to a friend that like a similar thing happened, or kind of build yourself up. It's kind of the same thing. Never surrender. It's like you, if you believe that you're going to make it, then you possibly can make it. But if you're always so hard on yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, like I messed this up, I can never get this right, then like you're probably not going to take those steps to like get it right, and you kind of self-corrupt a lot of the time. So a lot of those things, it's not just positive thinking, but actually kind of seeing the end that you're trying to get to, and know that that's like attainable and that you're smart enough to get there, and all of those things like matter more, and all of the circumstances will kind of like fall into line for you at some point if you have that belief and you don't kind of give up at those things. So I think that mental part is a lot of what will help you kind of see where you're supposed to go, because you have a more clear mind, okay, than like being down on yourself. So that's just my 2 cents that has helped me in the past, and hopefully going forward too.
Love it, Lucky. Thank you so much. Those are bombs. Amanda, before passing it to you, and I'm gonna blame myself on this one, is I often assume that people understand what's happening or what things are about. So before you drop the story and let us know what kept you going and how difficult that situation was, please give a little overview of what the Operation Safe NGO is doing and the causes it stands against and what it's truly about.
Okay. I'm going to let Kat tell you what Operation Safe Place does, because you've heard it from me 3 weeks in a row. Kat, I'm going to put you on the spot and then we can get back to the story. Is that okay?
Yes, sure, Mams. Yes, so Operation Safe Place NGO, really the whole reason behind Uncle Funk, wanting to start this game in the first place. For many years, we have wanted to do this charity work and help those less fortunate and help people break out of the cycle of poverty and raise kids in a way where that, where they can be safe. And, for so many years, like I'm probably sure, Mans, you can correct me, but something like 20 to 30 years, Uncle Funk has been doing things for others. He's been always wanting to support youth and kids and all of that. And this was like something, he'd always had dreams to create a game. He'd always thought about it, but never thought that it would be for him. And then, he used to fundraise in all sorts of ways, all sorts of ways. And, from movie producing to DJing to, traveling around countries, doing like all sorts of things. And I think this game for him was something like this, shining light that was kind of like, okay, we don't, if we can get this right, we don't have to be fundraising for the rest of our lives again, but this game will bring in passive income to keep these kids safe, to keep these people safe. And so it kind of combines two of his passions in one, where it's, you know, he loves gaming, he loves developing, he loves everything about the game world, but he also wants to keep kids safe. Like, you know, he absolutely hates the thought of people in poverty and, you know, girls being unsafe and, you know, in any kind of danger. And so that was like it was just an amazing thing to happen. So Operation Safe Place, we keep kids safe as much as possible. We do work with both boys and girls, but we really, you know, we in the working with the boys, we try and train them. We try and teach them how to become good men, how to become men of character. We train them from kids, from youth, from young people, so that they can break out of the culture that sometimes parents have set for them, you know, or their you know, school system, or, you know, sometimes they've kind of been influenced in certain cultures, you know, to you know, treat women in certain ways, or to you know, there's a lot of drinking around this area. There's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of everything. I'm sure that it's the same case everywhere. But we want to teach our boys from a young age to be men of good character and to really become good leaders to their family, and wholesome and pure and righteous. And so we've found with kids, starting training with, you know, young people and kids, they're so much more teachable, they're so much more open, they haven't been set in their ways and, you know, been wounded and hurt so much that they can't, you know, learn and adapt and change. We've actually like found that the younger you are, where you start just, you know, pouring love into them and pouring good teachings and training into them and building people of integrity and excellence, and, you know, teach them to take initiative, and they become likable, they become employable people, you know, they grow in favor with people when they're out getting jobs and, you know, seeking employment and, you know, training opportunities. So we're actually helping them to learn how to be, you know, good men, good fathers, good husbands one day. And with the girls, in the same way, you know, just loving them and showing them that they don't have to believe that they're going to stay in the cycle of poverty forever just because they've grown up that way. Just because their parents grew up in poverty does not mean they have to stay in poverty. And so, you know, we do these camps, and the reason for the camps are often because, you know, we have kids come to the camps like during the week, because often you'll have a mother who is a single mother. There's a whole bunch of stories I can tell you about why there's so many, you know, single mothers. But the truth is that there's a single mom and she has to make a tough decision. And the decision is, I either go to work and leave my kids at home, and that might be an 8-year-old girl looking after a 4-year-old child and maybe a 2-year-old child. So she's left them alone, and she has to make a tough choice between two evils, which is I either leave them at home and go and make some money at work and hope that they're going to be okay without me and come back and at least we can all eat tonight, or I stay home and we all die of starvation. And it's a really difficult decision for a lot of mothers to make. And so a lot of the world can judge and all sorts, but you don't know it until you've seen it, or until you've walked their shoes. And so when that mother has a difficult decision to make, she often chooses to go to work and hope that her children are okay. And unfortunately, they are so vulnerable, because these girls even get offered like a sweet in order, you know, for some favors, or some, you know, something that the guy wants, or, you know, there's trafficking going on, there's rape going on, there's all sorts of horrible things. And so when we have our camps, we make sure that we can have those kids during the time that those parents, those moms would be at work, so that, you know, usually they'd be at school, but during school holidays, they're not able to be anywhere, so they would be stuck at home. And during school holidays are some of the most vulnerable times for our kids. So we try and run these camps every school holiday so that they can come and have somewhere to be safe. But not only that, they get 3 meals a day, they'll get snacks in between, they have fun, and they actually get a break from thinking about, where is my next meal coming from? Or am I going to be safe in my bed tonight? They can actually just be kids. which is a beautiful thing. And so in a nutshell, that is Operation Safe Place. We work with individuals, we work with families, we work with schools, we go into schools, we talk about what we're doing. We don't ever charge for camps because these are people who might not even have enough funding for, their dinner tonight. So we don't charge for camps, and that's why we need so much income to come in. We do train them. We've started teaching them agricultural things and farming things. We've started doing business training with them and teaching them strategies so that when they get old enough, they can find work, teach a man to fish and all that. So, we're trying to raise leaders. We're trying to raise amazing young people who turn into men and women of righteous character. And we are trying to change a region. And so often, what we say to people when we're trying to fundraise is your money in our hands can literally change lives. Not everybody can be on the ground, on the battlefront, doing the day in and day out, but often they can send a bit here or send a bit there. And it really does make a difference. And with the game, we know that money is just going to stream in, and it's just going to enable us to have untied hands, which is often what we feel like now. We can't do as much as we want to do. There's a lot more that we want to do. There's a lot more that we have the ability to do, like on the land where we are right now. We can build and we can do all sorts of things, but we need the income. We need the money to start making those differences, making those, lives change. So yes, in a nutshell, that is Operation Safe Place.
I think that we need to clip that and replay it. If that's not enough of a reason for people to join this cause, I don't know what would be. What you girls are doing is amazing. It's life-changing. It's beautiful. So thank you so much, Kat, for breaking it down for anyone new in the audience and in the panel that maybe was not familiarized with Operation Safe Place. Now, Amanda, I'll give you the mic back so you can grace us with your stories too.
Okay, thanks, Kat. Yes, and Uncle Funk's been working with people for over 30 years now. So I'm going to take you all on a little journey through our lives as a couple. And because you asked for the difficult times, I'm going to put them on a platter for you. And just to show you my journey. So what I learned a few years ago from Anthony Robbins was that when something negative happens to you, or when something hits you, when you're down, always to ask the question, what did I learn from it? And if I look back on my journey and all my downs, and I know exactly why they had to happen and where they had to take me. And that's what I've learned from this whole situation. So track back to 2009, Uncle Funk decided it's time to make a movie. He came out of a deep depression and just got super creative. And yeah, we made a movie. And we were both working corporate. He left his corporate job to make the film, and then at some stage I had to quit my job to go and save the production because the production manager was spending money that we didn't have. Long story short, we lost everything. We lost our house, our car. In that same year, I had 3 miscarriages. That forced us to move to Paris, where we had family. Excuse me. So how did we get through that? Supportive family, community. But we would never have ended up here if that didn't happen. That had to happen to move us here. And this is the region that we are supposed to impact and where this whole movement is supposed to start. Okay, so now we're here, a lot of things happen. We get this opportunity to join a multi-level crypto scheme, which ended up being a pyramid scheme, and the guy ran away with all our crypto at some stage. that didn't shake me at all, believe it or not, because so we were actually, it happened in December. That was the rug pull for everyone. He ran away with everyone's money. I was at that stage making withdrawals to fund camps. And I made a withdrawal and it wasn't coming through. It wasn't coming through. It wasn't coming through. And we had a camp relying on that withdrawal, but somehow we still pulled the camp off. And then in that January, we got a sponsor who knew what had happened to us. And now we had a sponsor giving us money every month. And that's the sponsor that Kat spoke about that we ended up losing. But that sponsor had Uncle Funk's full attention and was calling him every day and leaning on him every day for emotional, psychological support, and just really trusted him. And in the end, when that relationship, that sponsorship ended, it freed him up to get stuck into the game, which is what he's doing right now, what he needs to be doing and what he needs to be focused on. So it's this whole journey of ups and downs that we've been through to get to where we are now. And I'm not saying there'll be no more downs coming, because life is full of ups and downs. However, the journey got us to where we are today. So what I've learned is that all is as it should be. There's a lesson to it all. And because of that multi-level crypto pyramid scheme, I learned how the crypto world works. So I'm grateful to that experience, because if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't understand Web3 on any level, and I'd probably be super fearful of it. So it all got us to this very point where we need to be right now. So I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the fact that I know that the plan for me wasn't white chocolate babies. The plan for me was dark chocolate babies. And that's why I had to have, what was on the cards for me is adoption and fostering, not babies through my womb. And that's the revelation I've had on why I had the miscarriages. And then also I can help others who've been through those kind of losses to get them through those losses. So it's all part of my toolkit in the end.
Appreciate your words, Amanda. Thank you so much for opening up to us. I myself lost my first baby. He was 8 months, Ismail. That's why my second one is called Ishaq. So, when I reverted to Islam on 2012, before getting married to my wife, they named me Ibrahim, like Abraham. It's, Quran and Bible, we share the same prophets and the same God. So, yeah, but I know the pain that you've been through, and I know what it takes to overcome it. And you guys are an amazing example of overcoming difficulties and showing life that we would just never surrender. So we're here to move forward, and we're here to make things happen, and we're here to dream and to fuel dreams and to support the dreams of those around us. And it's only through unity and community that we're gonna make this something successful and impactful. But we got all of the right reasons. I'll keep saying it again and again. We do have plenty people in the stage. We have, Unks is streaming this space everywhere. So we're in the arena. We are in TikTok. We are in Instagram. We're in YouTube. But for all of the ones in here, please remember to like, comment, share the room, invite more people. We need more people joining our cause. Appreciate the take again, Amanda. Thank you for opening up. Dame, your hand's been up for a while. Sorry for the time. We had to listen to it all, but the microphone is yours now.
Absolutely nothing to apologize for. I'm honored to be here and speak with you guys. So after what Kat and I forgot her name, the other lady presented about Uncle Funk's project and what they do, I almost feel guilty for changing changing the topic, because it's truly, truly heartwarming what they're working towards, and the ultimate goal that they want to achieve with that. It's absolutely amazing, and I do hope that whatever they need is secured in order for Uncle Funk and the team to be able to do what they need to do to keep these children safe. What I also want to do is I want to hook on to what Floki Viking was saying about self-belief when discussing Creon's situation. I cannot stress enough how important it is for everybody, regardless of social status, regardless of anything, to know that delusion is the solution. There is no other way. Especially if you're feeling like you're stuck in a hole, you need to program yourself to the extent where you completely disregard what is happening around you and maintain your own vision of your own future self as the only absolute truth in existence. There is no other way. And this has been taught by many gurus over the past thousands of years. People call it New Age, but it's actually the Old Age. So we go from Napoleon Hill to Neville Goddard to Bob Proctor to Paramahansa Yogananda, all these greats who have shown us over and over again that the number one creating machine that we possess is our own mind and our own imagination. And with that is coupled almost a maniacal belief in one's own abilities to change the world. And no matter how far you drop down from how high you have been, if you believe in what you have set out to do for yourself, and you believe it even when you don't believe it, the law says that it's going to realize. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Thanks, guys.
1000%, Randy. I always believe that every single human being is just so full of potential and able to accomplish so many things. But it's indeed, we often turn out to be our number one enemy, because it's us, coming up with excuses. I'll just sleep a little more because I can do these things later, or I'll leave that for tomorrow. I'm just gonna do these things that I want to do now. I'll just skip the right sleeping hours, because we always prioritize things that delay us from getting to where we want to be. So we often become the worst enemy, and that's why a lot of self-talk needs to happen for people to kind of wake up and realize that their future is not in anybody else's hands, but it's on their own hands. Like, you need to grab yourself and say, hey, if I don't take decisions, if I don't take the actions, if I don't make the changes, I'm not going to expect for a different outcome. Like, if I'm not taking action, nothing's going to change. And it's clear, if we keep doing the same every day, how do you expect your life to be different? Start trying something different. Surround yourself with different people, with those that are going to uplift you and rally with you. Then the magic's going to happen. But yes, it's that fight with ourselves that we need to go through daily. And once we kind of master through discipline, the fact that we can control what we do and how we do it, the results become faster and easier to achieve. And I'm loving that we are sharing here a panel of people that is not just dreamers, but people that knows how to materialize those dreams, and from ideas and goals to making things happen. So we got the right team, we got the right community. I'm only bullish on what's going to happen in the future, and I can't wait for more people to be involved and keep making this world a better place and changing lives, because that's what we're here for. We are already past the top of the hour. Time flies when you're having amazing conversations. I feel like I don't want to end this space, but I want to be super respectful of everybody's time. So if anybody has to drop off, it's completely fine. I'm just going to give some times for the goodbyes, for people to make some call to actions to whatever's happening on their lives and their projects. But it's been an amazing pleasure having this space with you. It's always so many bumps, so many emotions, but I'm always smiling to it all. It's just so beautiful to know that you're part of something bigger, that you are surrounding yourself with people that's making a change in the world. And you know, even in this Web3 crypto space that it's sometimes so scammy, so sketchy, so full of evil, there's still people that carry so much light, and that's the people that you want to surround yourself with. So I appreciate big time everybody who's tuning in the audience, in the panel. Much love to all of you. I'm gonna just go around with the recap thoughts from each of you, from your call to actions to your goodbyes. But appreciate everybody for tuning in and being here. So I'll start with the ladies again. Maybe any final thoughts for our space today? Any call to action? It's the moment.
Thank you so much, Sir Choice. Thank you, everybody on the panel, from the speakers to the listeners. Thank you all so much. It's been a beautiful space. Took my hand off there because I noticed the time was already gone. So I thought if I'm going to go with my story, we're not never going to finish. So because I do love telling stories. But I just want to leave you with this. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Around here, we have this saying that a millimeter a day is more than okay. Do what you can today and keep on doing it tomorrow. And just think of where you want to be in the future. Don't focus on what's going on in the moment, and you will be able to get through it one day at a time, one step at a time. So thank you all so much, and have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are.
Appreciate you, Mavis. Thank you so much for those beautiful words. Afternoon here in my side of the world. And I love the fact that we have such an international community. We got people coming from Southeast Asia, from the MENA region, from Latin America. I'm just loving the fact that Web3 is also an international industry. So we can get people from all of the corners of the world. All right, Kat, thank you for joining us in the panel. I hope that next week you're going to be able to do that too, because it's just wonderful. Plus, you know, the beautiful fact about Operation Safety is that most of the female power, it's making the actions, and you know, it's like the IRL side of the NGO. And then we got all of the all of the male side, building and developing and storytelling and just gaming. But it's, you know, connecting the two worlds that makes it so special. But Kat, the stage is yours. Help us with your goodbye and your final thoughts, any call to action for our community.
Thank you, Sir Choice. Oh, it's been an honor. I've really enjoyed tonight. Thank you for having me. I will absolutely come again. I have to say, Mr. Consul, you have the best accent ever. I want to learn to talk like you. Yeah, we've had a great time, and thank you so much to all of you. You know, my call to action would just be the smallest act of selflessness can really change a life and leave a huge mark. And we see it every day, in and out. And we just, you know, we're really grateful for all of you who take the time to, you know, be invested in the game. Yes, we know it's going to be beneficial to all of us in the long run, but actually knowing that there's something out there that's bigger than us and bigger than, you know, our own individual needs, but actually as a community can actually, you know, coming together can change a whole region, you know, can change a whole town. And I know without a doubt that that is what's going to happen through this project, through this game. And I'm just really excited to be part of this. So, you know, thank you to all of you. And, you know, your effort and your time, you know, the money that you put in, the effort that you put in, the time that you put in, the, you know, everything that makes these, makes this community work and makes this game what it's going to be, and, you know, makes this a success that is literally changing lives. So I just want to say thank you. And if you haven't been more involved up until now, please do so, you know, because every little bit of your time helps. And as Mavis says, just to reiterate, a millimeter a day is more than okay. Thank you.
Amazing, Kat. Thanks to you for coming and for dropping so many bars and for breaking down Operation Safely in one of the best ways I've seen so far. I appreciate you big time. Amanda, your goodbyes, and then I'm gonna go with the boys.
Okay, so you said earlier on in the crypto world, the saying is that community is king, and I say Sir Choice is building a community for kings. Thank you for the space.
Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that so much. Mr. Console, you've received the flowers for your voice. I think that you are one of the best hosts that we got in the Web3 gaming world. I joined as much as possible of all of your spaces because I love not just your voice, but your hosting skills and your takes. My brother, I think that we're going to be running a game night with your community. So we're not just building one community, we're cross pollinating and bringing communities together. My man, it's time for you to say your goodbyes and send the call to actions.
I don't want to say goodbye, Sir Choice. Truly, we've already gone 10 minutes overtime. We can go another 10 minutes. But I'm here really feeling as if I'm not brave enough, man. Truly, each and every one of you, as panelists that have shared your story, means you've conquered that phase in your life. And that's inspiring to me, right? You know, I grew up in a similar environment to the kids that you guys are supporting, and that icon and beacon on masculinity doesn't exist. I still don't know how to share my story. You know, it makes me vulnerable to think of that. And I'm moved. I'm truly moved. I gotta say, Kate, it's only because I've not been talking a lot. That's why you like my voice. If I said more words, you would think this guy needs to shut up. Ugh. Such choice. Why'd you bring this guy as a co-host? Oh my gosh. But I appreciate crossing paths with you for the first time, Kate. It has been an honor hearing the Operation Safe Place story from your point of view. I feel very connected to all of you. I really do. For me, it's always just to ask the Lord to drive blessings towards your mission. It's beautiful what you guys do. It's amazing, Mrs. Funk, that you found purpose through your struggle and you're making that your mission and identity. I feel it. All my strength and power, if I ever get there, is gonna be towards helping this vision come true. Not only if I get there, but in any way, shape, or form that I can. Thank you, Sir Choice, for highlighting that bigger arcade as well as Operation Safe Place is gonna be hosting a game night together. Hopefully, that will introduce our arcaders, our gamers towards this mission because I want them to also feel that Web3 is more than earning and it's humanity. And for them to get introduced to what you guys are doing over on this side of the world. That will inspire them, that will reshape all our perspective, and to make us realize that the little struggles we have truly shouldn't weigh heavy on our shoulders. So thank you so much, Sir Choice. Let's keep this going. Shout out to everybody that joined. Always big thanks to the listeners. The comment section got really active. You all should feel inspired to make change through play to change. Thanks, Sir Choice.
Take care, my brother. It's always a pleasure having you. Creon, my man, I'm gonna pass it to you, brother. I know it should be like 3 a.m. PH time. We're probably gonna be listening to the roasters. But the microphone is yours, my man.
Yeah, brother. Sorry, my phone died earlier, so I got it charged in right now. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody, especially to Dame, to Cats, to Miss Funk for those great words that you share with us, and Floki for what you guys shared to me. I mean, for those words that you gave to me. Um, I can agree. I agree with you guys with what you're saying. Also, I can guarantee that I'm more wiser now, and that's because of people like you guys I'm meeting online here in X. Um, I'm just realizing that I wasn't really with the right tribe back then, and now I know I'm on my journey to that higher purpose, and there's always a reason why we're being, connected as well. So I'm happy to have been connected to all of you all. Happy to be on this panel. Great space is always a senior choice. Of course, my buddy Mr. Console is a great co-host. That's why I have him as a co-host as well. I'm running spaces Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I think I'm down to my last 4 episode of Spaces Playbook. It's a Spaces on Spaces. It's not about Web3 yet, but I'll be able to come back to Web3 Spaces maybe after a month, after I do all of the articles about those spaces that are just run. But I'll be in I think next week I'm gonna be moving out of this apartment to move to another province. I'm not sure if you know about it, Mr. Sir Choice, but it's in Visayas region. I think I'm gonna be moving there at my girlfriend's province. The cost of living there is less expensive, so I think there's a better choice. But I'm really hoping that I'll be able to secure a job first, so that I can, especially on Web3, so that I can keep on doing all of these things that I'm doing on Web3 as well. So yeah, happy to be here and love the panels. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks to you too, Creon. Appreciate you big time, brother. So many efforts, especially being here at 3 a.m. and that's so much commitment. That's why I'm always rallying with you too. Wherever you go, as long as I have the chance, I'll be there to support back too. All right, Dame, you are building a project that is also aiming to support those that are in need of it. So I'll let you rally with a call to action, and maybe we can plan something with your community soon as well, so we can keep growing the family of people that's coming to Web3 with good intentions. The microphone is yours. Call to action and goodbyes.
30% of people who go into therapy quit after the first session. Up to 50% of all people quit after the first 3 sessions for many different reasons. We want to eliminate those walls between a person suffering in silence and having a voice. And as of right now, we want to invite everybody, I want to invite everybody to participate with as easy as a like or a follow on a Destiny AI post, or subscribing to be a beta tester in a couple of weeks, or perhaps even investing in the future. But what we want to do, and the team that we have gathered, the clinical team that we have gathered around us, we are set to change lives. So if you care about people's mental well-being, go on to @realdestinyai.com, hit that follow button, and let's eliminate loneliness together. Thank you so much for this amazing space. The energy was so electric. I could feel it all the way here, and I cannot wait to join the next one. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that big time, Dave. You're gonna be welcome, and if you want to become a regular, go for it. Doors are always open. Now, Lucky, I wanted to keep you for the last because you're a brother, IRL. I think that DeFi was pulling in the audience, and I miss him so much. But to the two of you, you guys are brothers. Like, the type of brothers that you don't even get from the womb, but do things that you wouldn't expect anybody else to do. So I've been missing you guys so much. I've been missing our spaces, but I've been always keeping you on the prayers, and I know that you guys are doing well. Flocky, the microphone is yours to say the goodbyes. I'll see if DeFi can come up and bring his energy while we are saying goodbye to this panel.
Try to see try to send him an invite if there's enough space or whatever. But yeah, no, this was an awesome space. Thanks for the invite today. There was so much good information and inspiration and all that stuff. I was kind of thinking before I got in the spaces, I'm like, man, I haven't really been playing many games. I haven't been like keeping in touch with you guys that much. I kind of been busy. And so what am I going to talk about with like Web3 and what's going on? But like anyone could listen to this space and get so much good, inspiration about whatever they're going through in life. Especially like what you're talking about with Operation Safe Space and just the purpose and all that stuff. It's not, we all love games and all of that other stuff, but that's what I come for, is more of, the real talk and real people and see what everyone's doing. So that's what I enjoyed today. Call to action is, as always, never surrender, keep going, keep pushing, never give up. And yeah, thanks for having me on. Loved hearing from everyone today. Thanks, Senor.
More than welcome, brother. So excited to have you here with us. When you have the chance to travel back to DeFi, give him a big hug. I'm sending it virtually right now. The man needs the flowers. He's been putting efforts for so many years in the gaming ecosystem. He's in the audience with the little hedgehog and the player for orange icon of logo. If you guys want to drop him a follow, do so. It's worth it. He is an amazing human being too, just like everybody in this panel and the audience. Remember, it doesn't matter where you are, you can become a hero. You just have to play to change lives, and that's what we're here for. So for Lucille, for Athera, you know, every girl safe. I appreciate each of you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evenings. Much love. Keep spreading the love. Keep making the family grow. We have people listening and tuning in from so many different places. I'm gonna count them numbers, but I know that the family is growing, so I'm bullish with that. You have a fantastic rest of the day and the week. Stay safe, everybody. Cheers.
What a great job as usual by Senior Choice running the Tuesday OSP live. Well, it's an X space. No, yeah. What are they called? Stage space. I'm alive on so many things. I'm proud of my wife, proud of Mavis, proud of Kat. They did such a awesome job of sharing, you know, the vision of what we're doing on the ground, because you know the game is built on our heart to keep kids safe, and here in South Africa, you know, it's the most unsafe place on earth to be a little girl. You know, watching our family, you know, our community family working so hard in Web3 on the ground everywhere, and watching this community grow, it's really the honor of my life and the joy of my life, and so excited, man. Laser Wrath says, what are your plans with the game? How will you go on about with distribution? Well, because it's a Web3 game, we cannot specifically go on Steam. So we're launching on Epic Games, and currently in its alpha state, we are launching it on a platform called Zola, which we're using because we can update the pre. Let me think now. The pre-launch alpha, I think it's called something early launch alpha, and so the plans for the release are very organic, very slowly, moving at the speed of capability and excellence, like we have for the past 3 years, and whoopsie, Gobi says rugging or muted. Dang. Stand by. Muted, I think. There we go. Sorry, Gobi, you should be able to hear me now on Arena. It was going through another thing. Let me know if you can hear me there on Arena. There we go. Yeah, so I was just answering a question from Laserrod saying, what are your plans with the game? How are you going about the distribution? So we're doing it, we're launching the game organically, currently on the Zola launcher, so that the early game testers can test the game as it grows. And then sequentially, let me just get my camera on here so that we're a little bit human. Seeing, got one more day of horrible TikTokery, so then we can stream properly to TikTok. But anyway, yeah. So eventually it will be on. Oh, look at this! There we go. Let's see if we can aim it at me nicely there. There you go. I'm on camera. La la lee, la la la. Let's see. I don't know, Jason. Oh, it's Rob. Rob, are you still on the stream, bro? I'm not sure what we're even streaming on Arena Social right now. Let me have a look. So recommended specs for PC once the game comes out. Right now, it runs low to medium on a 1650. So if you've got a NVIDIA 1650 or equivalent, you'll be able to run the game. And obviously, it really wants a fast 30 series, 40 series, or 50 series card to run it all shiny and fast. Let me see. Yeah. So what I'm busy with over here, let me just organize my desktop here, man, is we're working on something called the arena mode, which will allow for players to, once you've done a mission, you come into these big arena mode maps, which are basically a hologram of the map that you just fought on, so that you can, in as light a map as possible, because you see this is a very, very light map. So in as light a map as possible, play the like almost endless streams. And I'm actually about to test this one in the fullness of its nastiness. I just want to play some things here. Senior Choice, great job, brother. Really, really well done. That was a very good space, man. We had it everywhere. Le good job. That's a French for good job, I believe. Oh, shame, Gobby. What system have you got? So Gobby says, Gobby on Arena Social says that he tried running it on his system, but the graphics were a bit high. Do you know what graphics card you've got, Gobby? I'm just finding something that can the somethings over here. So I'm rebuilding this entire map in kind of this holographic mode, so that it's much lighter on people's PCs, because this is going to be the never ending. Senior Choice. You're funny, dude. We have awesome people around us. HP Intel Core i7, yeah. And then what is 180? Is that a graphics card of some sort, or what is that? I'm not sure what that is, man. Is it a laptop that you've got, or a PC? Oh, I see. Yeah, I think it's we're working on a much less. Yeah, Laserrod says I'm working on office laptops, so I guess I'll have to watch for now. Yeah, we're working on like a much lighter version of the game for like work laptops and business things that don't have graphics cards. But obviously, we had to build out the monstrosity first, because it's easier to work backwards than to walk forwards. Let me see here. So we start off. Hey, there's Henry Deal. Henry, you awesome dude. Oh my word. I miss all my bros. I have to try and be there at least on this Thursday. I've worked myself like half to death, and I think we've kind of arrived at a place where like I can just spend some time with my real life friends again. Henry's one of my Henry Deal over here. Everybody follow him. I think it's his first time here. Or is it Henry Deal? He's a real life friend, really great guy. I love him dearly. Good friend in real life. Let me just give him a follow. Yeah. And obviously his ticket's really cheap, so I'm going to buy that. Never know, he might get super popular. A fantastic guy. It's so incredible. I mean, I'm live here on a few places while I'm working, and I see the messages in our team. Everyone working on the game, just flying on all the different platforms that we're building on, and it's just wonderful, man. Absolutely wonderful. Our team is, it's incredible how it's grown. When a few years back, it was just, often just me, just alone. For the first, I'd say 2.5 years. It's really, yes. Make sure you follow Henry on Arena Social and on X. And now to see this incredible community, this incredible team, got people like B and Senior Choice, there's Gobby. Just I feel so blessed. Even blessed, bro. Blessed in a vest. I'm literally here in a vest. Where'd my camera thingy go? And you guys can judge me. I'm standing here in my vest. See? I'm in a vest, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. You can do your best in a vest, tra-la-la. Yeah, it's like we all found each other, eh? Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? What the weird... What? So strange sometimes when these assets are so weird. Like the pivot for this thing is like strange. Anyway, pivot is what I turn the asset with. Like that's an asset on screen right now. It's a wall that I'm turning sideways to use as a floor. Don't tell anybody, because I like the pink stripes. The neon pink stripes are so cool. See, I can make it a little bit fatter. Goodness. Oh, it's like next to it. But when you're working in a 3D space, you often get lost because you're like, where am I? That's crazy. Okay, so I'm just making this thing a bit wider. Josh has got a cool song called Wider. Oh boy, now I've got to lift it a bit. Lift it just slightly under that, because I'm replaced the floor that I built in originally. Great. Okay, now let's lengthen it out. Like so. Yes. And then, well, first let me just make sure that it's kind of centered at least a little bit. And just make sure that this thing is as close to that floor as possible. Move it over a little bit. Vanessa! Catra says, blessed in a vest by the best. Hey, are you back, Jason?
I am temporarily. Just wanted you to have a look at the GDD, see what your thoughts are.
Looking at the GDD. Thoughts, clean, simple, strong was for the
Twitter.
thing. The Twitter. I would go for that hero shot, man. You know, the one that Rob's using for Epic Games with the guys there standing with guns and that kind of things. Those kind of things, because people will rock up there and then they want to know, what is this?
Now that is true. The one issue is not Jason still here? He is. Rob, could you send me that so I can experiment? My issue with one of similar dimensions was the aspect ratio that the banner requires.
Oh.
Which makes me sad because there's some awesome shots that I wanted to use that are not coming out.
You can put the logo on there. You got the
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Oh yeah, I put all the things.
Okay, watch me whip, bro. I will nene this thing so hard. I will whip and nene. I'll whip and nene this thing so hard that the nene and whippery is just full on whip neneing. You think I won't whip a nene? What is this? Yes, screenshots. Okay, so to preserve the size, I will send them to you on Discord, which is similar to that Discord, but it's just on Discord, right?
Most excellent.
The audience of the Citadel chat, where I let's see here. Tamsin, why don't you jump on the StreamYard? Or do you want to chat to me in private? I don't know. Let's see. Got to find the glitched. I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the latest one that one that I sent to you was also very cool. I'm gonna send you some more.
Actually, that is a really good one, isn't it? It's quite wide. Let me whip and let me name.
Oh, where is I hear Joey? I'm not sure where I hear him. Oh, in Discord. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's so funny. I was like, ooh, the Holy Spirit is speaking to me. Joey the Baptist is speaking to me from Discord. So you lot on all the other platforms, except I guess for I think maybe on Arena Social they would have heard Joey. I don't know. These days, I feel like I've chewed off more than I can bite. Let me see. Okay, so I'll try and find some more wide options. Unless that one's working for you, Jason.
Yes, the problem is getting it.
Sending you some nice chunky. Because you basically just grab.
Yeah, that's got a lot going on in that one.
Yeah, there's a lot. Trying to find some of the shots that I took that were.
You see, the good thing about this one is it is an action. You know, like there's towers, there's everything. There's
seeing what I got here.
Actually,
this one.
If I work some magic there.
This is one of my fabs, but
yeah, that is quite nice. I'm working with the first one.
Yeah, some of these really tough to see the difference between all the things. Any hoo-ha? Do you even hoo-ha, bro, on the any hoo-ha? I'm a funny guy. I think you should kill me last.
Okay, fine.
So R over
Use
there.
a slightly different composition. This. I know I can keep that there.
Told you I would whip a nene. I will whip a nene so hard. People don't know how hard I'm willing to nene. I'm not saying that I don't really know what those things are, but what I can say is that should it matter, as long as I do the naning and whipping?
These are all important questions. Okay, I'm gonna send you a screenshot of some of the wizardry that I've done to this to make it work. Let me GDD you, good sir.
Where was that? Where did you send it on? WhatsApp. Did you do? I'm just concerned about the lack of whipping and naning going on in the world at large. So by whipping, I assume that's a dance move of some sort. Perhaps not some derogatory thing that I'm referencing here. Can jump up there, go there, boing, and go all the way up here.
Would something along these lines be?
Just again. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clean. You've got the tower action. You've got the characters. There's the dragon in the background.
Perfect, man. Perfect, which is like fact, but perfect. For the snake. Hey, everybody on Arena Social, you know, I won't just like dump you guys, right? I won't just end the thing. I mean, after you've been sitting here listening to all the different things and whatchamacallits, you know, I wouldn't just, you know, push a red button and just, well, it's actually orange. There that goes. Thanks everybody for listening on all the different platforms. Nice to see Vanessa and Kat and everybody in our community, I'm sure, has been listening. 204 listeners right now. We appreciate you all. Have a wonderful evening. You are awesome. Le toodles.